Our first Western Cape Africamps at Ingwe and Plettenberg Bay. Here we come. There we are, and then I do have a code which was messaged to me. You don't need to have any contact if you don't want. That's a view you don't get every day. What a beautiful morning here just outside Plettenberg Bay at Africamps at Ingwe. Not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of Plettenberg Bay, or Plet as they call it, and came here with moderate expectations. Equally honestly, I can say this is one of the most beautiful spots that we've been. Like a hidden piece of paradise. The N2 highway is over there somewhere, the sea is over there somewhere, and there's this beautiful valley behind me, indigenous forests, bird life, animal life, awesome walks, awesome scenery. We've had the most amazing weather. Evening in the hot tub, we've made a braai barbecue for non-South Africans and had a really awesome time. This is a contact-free Africamps. For some that's maybe what they want, especially in these days. I actually like to meet the owners or the management. We haven't done so, which is a pity, because it would have really been nice to chat to the Edwards, who are the owner. They sound like interesting people who have traveled widely, come back here, and because there's just no more beautiful place in the world. I suppose each would debate that. Certainly this place is up there. It's one of the most incredibly scenic and lovely places that we've seen on our many travels. This morning we're going to do this Robberg Nature Reserve hike. The Robberg Peninsula is here. We're going to do this hike, the 5.5 kilometer one. So we're here, we go all along there, down to the beach, around the island, and then back. Here we go. So that's where we're going, and that's where we come from. You've got to have a relatively decent level of fitness. There's actually something really satisfying about completing a hike that is not just a walk along roads or along pathway. When this is the reward at the end of it, I mean, what can I say? It's so worth it. That's where we've come from, over there, all along. The climbing's not completely over. My shoulder. Here we are, back at the car park where we started. Completed the Robberg hike. A bit more strenuous than just a walk in the park, so to speak. If you've got a wild card, it doesn't cost you anything. If you don't, I think it costs you about 50 Rand a person. There are a lot of these little farm stalls. This one's called The Heath. A lot of them are closed. It's a Sunday today. There's a colourful cat. I'd like to have gone to the Radical Raptors. It's not a place where you just wander around, you get guided through it. The next one is only at 12 and we are just after 10, so it's not going to work out. We've got other places to be. We had lunch at Enrico's on the beach. It's like 12:05 and they opened at 12. And it's right on the beach. Lamb shank and a kabeljauw, which is a cob. Well, that's our stay at Ingwe coming to an end. What did we like? Pretty much everything. There's nothing not to like. Just the sheer beauty, the quality of the tents, the stuff to do in the area. What didn't we like? Not meeting the managers, not meeting the owners. Coming up, Oakhurst at Wilderness. Look out for that one.